Hello, and welcome back to The Invincible. I'm Vic. You're watching yet another Let's Play channel, and it's time to get back to this rather disorganized episode. Take it away, past Vic.
Damn right. I won't leave all this unresolved.
How many warheads do you have?
54. From 30 kilos to 100 megatons.
Oh. That's quite
30
enough.
kilos?
Over the top, I'd say.
We really do have enough power.
That's an understatement, Doctor. An amount of energy could rip the planet to pieces.
I'm not an idiot. I won't send everything at once. I'm preparing 8 smaller warheads to start with.
And then?
We'll see.
Are you sure this is a good idea, Rohytra?
Listen, Yasna, I know how it must look to you. A hot-headed guy from the Alliance who wants to use nukes. But put yourself in my shoes. I have 24 hours tops of complete situational awareness. I'm taking action here and now based on my best judgment. I don't know what will happen later. Where will I wake up? In what condition? So I'm going to avenge my people before that happens and ensure the safety of those who survived. They all deserve better than this. I know you understand. You're like me. You would do anything for your crew.
Does the cloud threaten humanity? Do I have any reason to believe it can leave the planet? If we just left, what would the result be? I mean, it is pretty dangerous, though.
I understand, yes. Although it's hard to talk about revenge here. We are dealing with creations of necro-evolution. Dead evolution. And probably non-sentient ones. Taking revenge on the cloud is like...
Whipping the ocean for sinking a ship?
Exactly. Like Xerxes. That's why I would consider this problem in the category of neutralization. Not vengeance. After all, nothing guarantees the flies will stay on Regis 3 if they continue to evolve.
Wait a minute, Doctor. Even if they were to master space navigation, wouldn't it take hundreds of thousands of years?
Millions of years, even, considering the evolutionary timeline. However, they could threaten humanity much sooner by sheer chance.
Not a chance I'm willing to take.
Let's not overreact. If we factor in sheer chance, we might as well get killed by a meteor.
No, Nuvik. It's not a meteor or an ocean or a storm. They don't hunt or degrade or cripple you mentally.
You, Rohytra, are still reasoning as though we were standing face to face with a thinking opponent. What if these beings are not our enemy at all?
Oh, good one. Are you forgetting how many of us they've already killed?
I will never forget, Rohytra. Still, I can't help feeling that they operate without any strategic plan. They attack from one incident to another. They're non-sentient, as the doctor put it.
So what, they're stupid? And that's why they can't be hostile? It's absolute nonsense.
Yeah, that is.
Yes, sir. What do you think?
Sentient or not, they are the enemies of all protein life. Ergo, our enemies.
Just like that.
Yes. Please remember what we've learnt. Before the machines came to Regis 3, this planet was teeming with life. Before the cloud wiped out all its competition.
Wait, what species are you talking about?
Dr. Yasna found various traces of conflict, lasting for hundreds of thousands of generations.
I'm mainly referring to other machines that evolved simultaneously on Regis 3. For instance, those structures we called the city, or the robots you uncovered at the excavation site. Who knows what kind of technology they had?
Uh-huh. And you're saying they were fighting each other?
Or competing is a better word. But yes.
I don't buy it. It's like some robot fables.
No, Rohytra, these are no fables. We have gathered evidence for us.
How did these machines even get here? Who built them?
Probably some alien race. Highly evolved. It all adds up if we assume they crashed on Regis 3. But not even a single living organism survived the accident. Only machines were left.
And then what? They started bashing at each other's tin heads? Doesn't make much sense to me. Machines don't have emotions. They don't argue.
First things first. Millions of years ago, some highly advanced race sent machines to Regis 3. And these were specialized homeostatic mechanisms, left with no one to command them. As an engineer, you know well how it is. A robot does what it needs to do, whether it serves someone or not. At first, they probably just repaired themselves, or built a home for their dead masters.
Until something forced them to change.
Exactly. Certain types of predator eat anything that moves. So I'm betting they were attacked by local fauna. The key was that these machines had the ability to produce others as needed. To combat, say, flying reptiles, they started producing flying machines.
That still doesn't explain why they started fighting among themselves. Since they already defeated the living organisms, why keep producing themselves? It makes no sense.
What's a guiding principle of a homeostat?
I don't...
That was a rhetorical question. It's all about survival in changing conditions, even the harshest ones. Further forms of necroevolution were no longer threatened by the local fauna, but they had to find sources of energy and materials from which they could produce replacement parts and offspring. Originally, their descendants were undoubtedly powered by radiant radiation, but on Regis, there are no radioactive elements at all.
Sounds familiar. When the energy runs out, you have to wheel and deal.
Yes, the default source wasn't available anywhere, so they had to look for an alternative. There was a severe energy crisis and a conflict among the machines. Simply put, they fought to survive, exist. That's what evolution is all about selection.
Wait, Doctor. We've established that these beings are mindless. Shouldn't the organisms with the most developed nervous systems win the game of evolution?
No.
In this case, instead of a nervous system, there was some kind of electrical one, but the principle remains the same.
Not exactly, sir. The most advanced of the mechanisms that landed here derived energy from their own radioactive resources. Simpler devices such as small repair systems could have had solar panels, and in that case, would have had a significant advantage over the others.
But the other ones could defend themselves. They could attack.
With atomic power, yes, that's possible. But I see it differently. In necroevolution, the most successful beings were those that excelled in miniaturization above all else. Also, the sedentary creations, the former gave rise to the cloud, which the flies form when necessary, in pursuit of a common interest. Meanwhile, the sedentary ones gave rise to a peculiar species of metallic vegetation. Those structures formed the city.
So, it's still functional?
No. For some reason, the city lost the fight for survival. And now, there are only rusting remains. Only one form survived. The microbots that conquered the land on Regis 3.
So, these flies just adapted best.
To the conditions of this planet. Yes, that's how it works.
So, to summarize, some alien race sent advanced robots to Regis 3. Local dinosaur-like monsters tried to eat them, so the robots produced other robots, which produced more and more robots, until they fell victim to their own overproduction. After a number of iterations and wars for resources, they spat out the murderous cloud, which took over the planet.
Indeed. To put it simply.
For me, the matter is perfectly clear. It makes no sense to bomb these creatures. So it's a greater danger to us than to them.
But how else do you imagine defeating the cloud?
But that's the thing. I don't. It's invincible. Yes, sir. Do you agree?
Well,
I mean, it probably is invincible. We'd probably have to nuke the whole surface of the planet in order to wipe it out.
Yeah, I very much agree. Another attack would make no difference. Just a few flies are enough for the cloud to regenerate.
what if we destroy their nests?
No, Rohytra. Unless we want to destroy the entire planet, it's impossible to eliminate them all. And even then, there's no guarantee they would die in space. After all, the flies need no air, water, or food, only solar energy.
But what else could we do, if not attack?
I mean, we would wait for the Invincible so that we could evacuate. I'm not sure it would be a good idea to try and launch this thing, but do we have days to wait before the cloud comes and gets us?
The Invincible is near. We can wait for its arrival.
Right.
That is one solution. Although I was hoping you'd come back to Dragonfly. Back home.
Let's drop it, all right? Further discussion is pointless. The charges are almost ready.
Rohytra, for fuck's sake, be reasonable.
You won't stand down, will you?
An escalatory solution won't work. Will only needlessly draw the cloud's attention. And I won't have you endanger my subordinate.
Oh, good one. I wasn't the one who sent her to the surface of this shithole of a planet.
Yes, I admit. We've all made mistakes.
Poke.
Rohytra, over.
He won't answer you, sir. Not anymore.
Oh. Did you neutralize it?
I put him to sleep. It's cruel, I know. He will forget everything. All over again.
No, you did the right thing. He wasn't listening to reason. But blown everything up. Most likely along with the both of you. You actually saved his life.
I don't want to decide right now. I'm already 10 minutes over. Well, let's go for it.
It doesn't matter anymore. I want to leave as soon as possible, Astrogator. Leave the Alliance, the flies, this planet. Leave it all behind.
I'm already preparing the lander. One more thing. As far as I know, there's a landing pad on the bow of the Condor. You must open it somehow, so that I have a place to land Hopper.
Copy that. I'll look for a way to access it.
And it's time for us to GTFO. So let's G on with it. I need to apparently
Okay, got it.
operate a landing pad on the nose of the vehicle, which is an interesting concept.
Everything's ready, Astrogator.
Copy that. Hopper is on its way.
It's hard to believe I'm finally gonna leave this place.
I guess it's a convenient place to put it, given the landing configuration of Condor. It means that you don't have to deploy anything on the surface. You just open up and you're ready.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, we've reconnected.
Great. Hopper is just landing.
Wow, already?
It went smoothly. The landing pad is generous in proportion.
Like everything here. Hey, I can see Hopper. I can't believe I'm finally coming back to you.
I'm very happy to hear it, Yasna.
Me too, it's just... It was such a long and difficult mission.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'll just close the hatch and...
And what?
It's nothing. I'm gonna buckle up now.
What a terrible idea, bringing that along with me. Am I right?
Ready.
Copy that. Hopper is taking off in 3, 2, 1.
And off we go to space. So are we really going to get through this whole game and never interact with the Invincible after all? Wow, that's a short trip to space, too. That thing must be fast. Alright. Well, in retrospect, I think I might wind up just cutting this on to the end of the previous episode, because I don't think that 2.5 minutes of gameplay is really appropriate. Well, this has been really great. I might have to check out the book. It'd be interesting to see what the actual content is, because I doubt it's Dr. Yasna's story. I really, really liked the soundtrack. I don't know that I commented on it much during the game, but it's iconic. The aesthetics were really nice. Very fitting for what I think the author probably imagined, based on what I know about the era that the book was written. Thought Dr. Yasna and Novik were really good. I found our sleepy friend somewhat less compelling, but on the other hand, he was pretty discombobulated, so his delivery was probably pretty good too. I do kind of wonder to what degree my choices influence the game. What other endings are possible, if any? Rohytra, that's his name. Could I have rescued Rohytra? I mean, he was unconscious. I could have just carried him to the pod and brought him with me. I could also have brought the flies with me. I assume that would have produced a different ending. But maybe not. I'll have to keep an eye on 11-Bit Studios and see what other sorts of things they might be up to. I imagine it'll be pretty different in flavor, unless they've got a whole bunch of other cool sci-fi novels to draw from. But even then, probably still pretty different. Yeah. So here I am after talking through the credits too, and I'm still not even at 5 minutes. Well, anyway, I guess that's it for the Invincible. Come back and see me again tomorrow, and it'll be time for something new. Talk to you soon.